can make wine glasses sing. Wine glasses and other glasses have the ability to produce a tone by resonating. By simply rubbing your finger over the top, you are able to make a wine glass resonate. Wine glasses are commonplace in most households and are commonly used for many other beverages other than just wine. Learning how to make a wine glass resonate is a pretty cool trick and could come in handy one day. Many people probably use a wine glass at least some point in their life, whether that be at a party or at a wedding. It's something that will be sure to impress. As many people know, I played trumpet in band, and I've played musical instruments for most of my life, and I've always loved to play music. This is a very cool trick, and you can actually use it to play entire songs if you want to. Today I will be showing you 2 ways to use wine glasses as musical instruments. The first way to use a wine glass as a musical instrument is by resonance. Resonance is a property that occurs in all objects, not just wine glasses, and it just so happens that wine glasses are perfect for it because they're, well, made of glass. Crystal works better, but it's louder, but I don't have any crystal glasses. It's specifically the wine glass's shape that makes it so good for resonance. So the first step to make a wine glass resonate is to get your finger a bit wet. I have some water here. You want to make sure your finger's not too wet, because if it's too wet, the glass will start to make like a squeaky sound and it does not sound good. And if it's not wet enough, it will also make the same sound because you're just rubbing the glass and you're not actually making it resonate. You also have to be careful when you do it, because if you do it too hard, it will also do the same thing and start sounding squeaky. So you have to be pretty careful when you do it. It's a trick. It's pretty tricky and it has to be handled carefully. But once that's done, you have to use one of your hands, that's not your hand that's wet, to hold down the base of the glass, because otherwise it'll start to move it around and makes it much harder. You can use tape, well, not really tape, but you can use something to hold it down if you need to. But holding it with one hand works just fine, unless you're going to play like multiple at the same time, which is, at least in my opinion, hard to keep track of. So the next step is you put your finger on the top of the glass, and you do this. So you put it in a circular motion, and as you can see, it makes a sound. And you may have to adjust how wet your finger is to get it to work. Getting it to go for the first time is the hardest part. That's why I got them wet before I started, because otherwise, when you start doing it, this part will be like dry and you can't get it to happen. So it can get much harder. Also, if your finger slips off the glass, as you can see, it stops. Like if I do this and it slips inside the glass, it'll immediately stop. And if I do this and I let go, it'll go for like a little bit. Playing a note is cool and all, but what if you want to play a specific note? And that's where the water comes in. By adding water to the glass, you lower the pitch. But you have to be careful with this, because like the first half of the glass, filling it up, really doesn't change much. It just like lowers it a little bit. It depends on what glass you're using, obviously. Every glass sounds completely different and you have to adjust it differently. Even these glasses apart sound differently. 2 of them sound the same and one of them sounds completely different. This one sounds like that. That one sounds the same. And you see that one's higher even though it's the same glass and I haven't added any water. This one actually doesn't resonate at all. Well, it just kind of squeaks. I brought this one to show you that not all glasses work for this, and to be kind of picky when you find which glasses to use it for. So by changing the speed and pressure, you're actually able to change the volume. You gotta do it. See, it's louder now. So I pre-tuned all these glasses. I wrote the notes that they play on the front, and if I fill it up to the top, I will hopefully get the note that I want. So I'm gonna take the water here, and you see I have a line here. This one obviously plays a C, as it says. So if I fill it up to this line carefully, it should hopefully play a C. We can see if that works. As you can see, it's a lot lower now. I have 3 glasses here, I don't have the right note that I would like for the other one, but if I did, it would probably sound a little bit better, but that's because these glasses, there's specific notes that they really do not want to play, and I didn't think I could consistently get enough water up to the glass to play that note, because if you add just a little bit, it changes the pitch drastically. Like if I put these 2 here, you'll see that the water level is almost the same, and yet they play different notes. This one plays F, which you can see on the front, it is not very, it's, you can hear it's higher. So I'll play all three of these real quick for you. So you can hear that they're all different. You can tune them to get the desired notes, and I may only have 3 glasses, but that doesn't mean I can't play anything with them. I'm going to play a song called Hot Cross Buns, which I'm assuming a lot of you've probably heard before. So, you gotta remember which. So with wine glass resonance, it's kind of hard to get the exact note you want immediately because they take a little bit to get them to start. I've done it quite a bit, so I can just do kind of like this. But a lot of people, when they start doing it, have to like do this for a while before they can get to start playing anything at all. So another way you can play music on wine glasses is using them as a percussion instrument. That's why I have a spoon here. Applying water when you use them like this does the same thing, and it changes the pitch in the same way. Remember, adding water makes it go down, and removing water makes it go up. So you'll notice that they all play a different note, and I can play the same song. So as you can see, adding water to the glasses changes the pitch perfectly fine. I hope you've all learned something today, and you should try this out sometime. So now you should all know 2 ways of using wine glasses as instruments. Although this is very cool, I can see why many people don't know about it, as it's very difficult and requires quite a bit of practice to get it to work consistently. It is a cool party trick, but it's hard to pull off with like a whole song, like if I had a bunch more glasses, although I don't have any other glasses, otherwise I probably would have brought them. I do think this is an excellent trick that you should keep in mind. Thank you for listening to my speech.